discovery of a tropical fish that can make itself invisible. The disappearing tetra is now being bred by researchers and is slowly finding its way into the aquariums of the super rich at a cost of £30,000 a pair. But they can't see them.
True Stories 1990.
What do you think, Rog?
It's not big and it's not clever.
Steve Wright in the afternoon, proud to be part of the green decade of the 90s.
2476 if you want to nominate a Mr. Spoons, which comes up at around 10 to 5. Spoons 90 will be on at 10 to 5 with Diamond Geezer, and you can phone us with your dedications on 01 637 4343. Okay, Lindsay is taking the calls today on 01 637 4343.
1 billion watts of music power. Radio 1 FM 1990.
Well now, looking at 1990 this year, the United Nations has declared 1990 International Literacy Year and has invited UNESCO to assume the lead role in organizing a worldwide literacy campaign and elaborating a global strategy for the eradication of illiteracy.
1990.
1990 will be a milestone year in the history of New Zealand. It marks a number of important anniversaries for the country and its people. These include 1,000 years of known habitation.
1990.
Glasgow has been chosen as the European City of Culture 1990. 1,500 various events through the year are being planned for this year in Glasgow. Also,
1990.
the EEC has declared this year European Tourism Year to encourage greater understanding of the lifestyle and understanding of other EC countries as a way of preparing EC residents for the changes that will come after 1992.
1990.
Partly cloudy, scattered showers, sharp frost tonight, high 8 degrees centigrade, low -2 in Scotland. Tonight foggy and it's already dark out there. 17 minutes after 4. Who's zooming who?
Ladies, welcome to our January sales. Looking for that special gift for the man in your life? We have a bigger range of entertainment than any other store on your dial. Why not pop down to the bargain basement for assorted offensive remarks served by Mr. Mad at half price? Hurry now, save pounds.
How are you boys?
Oh man, it's been really heavy. We've been trying to go to the January sales.
I'm sorry, pardon?
Don't mock. We've been trying to go to the January sales. Steve, we've been camping outside Harold's. You know Harold's shop in Kennington?
Yes.
I couldn't get in, Steve.
No?
No, they wouldn't let me in because they said, go away from our guitar department. I said, axe department, if you don't mind. That's when the policeman got hold of me. And they arrested me, Steve, for being barking mad.
But did you see Mick and Keith on that documentary over Christmas? Unbelievable. Coming up on 26 minutes after 4. Tonight, Gary Glitter in London. Tomorrow, the Mighty Mammoth Show in Preston. Real mammoths. Thursday, the Holiday Show in Brum. The Boat Show at Earl's Court. Friday, the hit movie Parenthood will be shown to critics for the first time.
Steve Wright in the 90s.
Time for one of our talkie bits here. I thought we'd go round the room before Brian Kelly comes in and find out what your New Year's resolutions are going to be. My New Year's resolution is definitely to stay a non-smoker and to also look a bit tidier, because I'm always untidy.
No, you're not tidy now.
I'm tidy now, but
It's a tough job for you, Steve, to look
this is only the second day of the year.
Yeah,
Wait till
you're making
tomorrow
a
and the day
point. Good
after.
point.
Okay, how about you, Richard?
I'm going to try and stop picking my nose.
Oh, yeah, I've told you about
That's
that.
a horrible thing. No, you don't say What did you say then?
I just said I don't eat it or anything. I just, have a root around. I mean,
You just... I can't believe you said that on the radio. What a horrible thing to say. What a horrible person you
that's why I'm
are.
going to try and give it up.
Now, we have a fill-in producer at the moment. Little round of applause for the fill-in. For one reason or another, Happening Boy is in court today.
Don't talk about it.
No, we don't talk about it, Mick. So Mick is here. Mick, what's your New Year's resolution?
Well, I'm pretty perfect. I've got no dirty habits or anything. So I think I'll do something positive. I want to befriend an Albanian this year. Because everybody likes Bulgarians and Czechs
Yeah.
and Romanians, but Albanians are pretty...
That's a very, very nice thought. Befriending an Albanian. Well, bless you,
Gonna
Mick.
do that.
What a jerk this guy.
Get rid of
Okay.
him. Get rid of him quick.
We'll get rid of him by the end of the week.
What are you doing, Mikey?
I suppose I better lose some weight, actually. I'm getting a bit chubby.
weight?
Get
Yeah.
bit
You
chubby
are,
around the
actually,
middle, you know.
What do you weigh now?
15
15 stone, 16?
Easy. I don't know.
No, you're about 12 stone, something like that?
Could be.
Yeah, I
Could be.
reckon so. You could do with losing a bit on your head.
Right.
I'm only kidding. Well, I'm just deciding to be a bit more aggressive this year. Like me and Bates are going to be a bit more aggressive.
Oh, you're not aggressive already then?
No, I was just trying it out.
Oh, no.
How about you, Janice?
Well, I'm desperately going to try and put on some weight.
Have you got some of mine?
Yeah. I'm really going to try and eat more and put on some weight.
How much do you weigh?
3 ounces.
Just under 7 stone at the moment, which is, I really should be about 8.5.
Right. Okay, well, good luck, Janice. And how about you, Julian?
I want to go and give blood this year, I've decided.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, worthwhile thing to do. There's a centre just down the road from here where you can go and do it. And I really think it's high time I did it.
Yeah. Well, bless you.
Good for you.
Hey, listen out this week for details on how you can nominate Britain's rudest, most inefficient company switchboard. Okay? That'll be later on this week. Coming up later, the January sales, the new movies and TV shows for the 90s, a chance to hear Llama Man, a superhero for the 90s. Plus, the Posse are here. We have our showbiz stories and True Stories 90, and Brian Kelly, the astrologer, predicts fashion, politics, music and you, starting in about 15 minutes' time. Keep it here, we'll be back.
Join us when we come back as Steve Wright in the Afternoon continues after the news.
2nd of January, 1990, it's 4:30.
Thank you. The radio of the 1990s. The new 1FM.
1990.
This is Steve Wright in the Afternoon, 1990. More than just music.
And now, back to more music on Steve Wright in the Afternoon.
And this is Steve Wright here until 6:30. Then it's McCartney on McCartney. Then at 7:30, the New Year concerts continue, featuring Then Jericho, recorded at the Hammersmith Odeon in March last year. John Peel at 8:30 with Tad in session. Richard Skinner at 10:30. He's been working really hard over Christmas. He's always been on. Anytime you turn on Radio 1 at night, it's Richard Skinner still there. Anyway, he's got the Bitter Tears in session tonight, starting 10:30. Today is Tuesday, January 2nd, 1990, bank holiday in Scotland. In the anniversaries, the 15th, the snooker player Steve Davis made his first century break at the age of 18. Also today, the 7th annual Battle of Theatre Knowledge between the National Theatre and the Royal Shakespeare Company at the Royal National Theatre. The trophy being Anthony Sher's Richard III Crutch, currently held by the RSC. Oh, being held as well. The Pantos are still on. In equestrianism, the SEAS Junior Jumping and Working Hunter Ponies at the South of England Centre in Ardingly in West Sussex. And in rock, Bon Jovi in concert at Wembley Arena tonight.
Newswatch. Yesterday beating bulletin.
Steve Wright.
News One.
The new Czech Prime Minister visits Germany this afternoon. The Morocco oil tanker spillage is much worse than the Exxon Valdez, but it will do less damage. The IRA, as you heard in the news, say they murdered a cabbie in Belfast this morning. Noriega is still holed up in the Vatican Embassy in Panama. And Sue Lawley has been voted nicest woman on television.
News One.
What? Now, what were you saying?
There's only one FM.
Oh. And now we're in London and the Southeast on 98.8.
Radio 1 FM. True Stories 1990.
Time for another true story right here. How kind you are. Bless you, bless you, bless you. All going very well today, really, everything considered. At the start of a new decade, the United States is being invaded by swarms of blood-sucking bugs that make killer bees look like butterflies. The screwworm fly. Sounds like a funny name for an insect invader, but those who've experienced the creature's fury firsthand call it the vampire fly. The fly is tiny, but its appetite for blood is huge, says Dr. Octavio Gonzalez, a leading insect researcher in Mexico. The entire herd of livestock have been killed in one place, sucked dry of every drop of blood.
True Stories 1990. Radio 1 FM from the BBC.
Stories today. Former Double Your Money quiz hostess Monica Rose is in the intensive care unit after a recent fall. Can it really be true that pictures of Andy Crane in the nude in the shower are circulating around the BBC at the moment? The answer is no. They got it wrong. And Phil Collins starts the new year with Celebration. His LP is #1 in 11 countries. And 8 characters are to be axed from EastEnders. Shock horror blow. That's the showbiz. Partly cloudy, scattered showers, sharp frost tonight. High 8 degrees centigrade, low -2 degrees overnight. In Scotland tonight, foggy, and it's already dark everywhere. 16 minutes to 5. In about 5 minutes' time, Brian Kelly will be here. He's our annual astrologer. He'll be looking at politics and sport and what's going to be happening to you. He's going to do all 12 zodiac signs. Thank you very much for your calls. Stephen and Adam from Birmingham want to say hello to their mum and also wish her luck with the hotel. Steve and Jane are travelling back from the races at Cheltenham on the M5 and want to say hi. And Anne from Sheffield wants to say hello to Paul Casey. Carl of Telford wants to tell Sharon, who is at the moment working in Hardy's at Telford, everyone's coming to Telford, that he loves her lots. And we just had something from the travel unit, which I've now lost. Here we go. The accident on the A4 at West Kensington now causing a lot of congestion. All right, Tuesday afternoon, 1990, and Mr. Mad is back for 1990. I like your new whistle.
It's my new gimmick for 1990, pal.
Do it again for us. You are barking, man.
That's the old gimmick.
Okay, now, where are you...
I'll tell you what happened to me, pal.
What?
I woke up this morning.
You're not sticking to the script.
I woke up, never mind that now.
Yes. Go on.
I woke up this morning.
Yeah?
I looked in the mirror.
Uh-huh.
I had a terrible shock.
What?
I turned into Cleo Lane. I had to go to the hairdressers this afternoon. Have that perm taken out.
Never mind about where you're living. I'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later. I'll tell you where I'm living later.
All right, by the way...
Did I tell you I was Johnny Dankworth?
Larger than usual.
Hello. My name's Patrick and my name's Jeremy. And we're the men who live in your radio. We live in your radio and we can see out. Yes, we can. We can see out and we can see you and we see everything that you do. I'm going to make 3 New Year's resolutions. Tell me all 3 of them. The first one is I'm going to have a bath every Friday night, even when I don't need one. A bath every Friday night. My second resolution is I'm going to go to the dentist and have all my abscesses drained. Abscesses drained, abscesses. And you know what my third resolution is going to be? I'm going to look at everybody's buttons.
The all-new Steve Wright in the afternoon.
The 2nd of January, 1990. We'll take a look at the birthdays in just a moment. How you doing? Hope you had a good Christmas and a good New Year. You may be still a little bit hungover. I have to admit that I am. I'm also a little bit jet-lagged because I've been away. I'll tell you about that later. The weather continues to cause problems for travellers with outbreaks of heavy rain, making driving conditions difficult in western and northern areas, and mist and fog patches likely to affect roads in eastern and southern England later on. In Scotland, where it's bank holiday, there's wintry showers in the west and the north, and the risk of fog and icy patches in the central lowlands and Clyde Valley. Up on the M5 in Gloucestershire right now, new work on the Gloucestershire section of the M5, now closed off lanes on both carriageways between 11 and 14 there, and there's back-to-back traffic there at the moment. On the M20 in Kent, drivers using the M20 face contraflow restrictions near Junction 8, the Hollingbourne intersection, back-to-back there also. Up on the A1 in North Yorkshire, survey work on the North Yorkshire section. What's survey work? That's on the A1, coned off lanes on the southbound. That's at the Darlington bypass there. And new work at Wetherby near the B1224 York Road junction is causing delays at the moment.
Attention all January sales shoppers. A little boy answering to the name of Mr. Spoons has been found lost and wandering in the store. So anyone who thinks they know this little boy's real name should listen to this tunny for an announcement from our head of Spoons, Diamond Geezer, in 5 minutes' time. Hurry now, save pounds.
Thank you.
Tonight, in concert on Radio 1, Then Jericho.
Radio 1.
I've got my ears permed.
Have you really?
I like the way you breathe.
Good, I'm glad to hear it.
I can do a funny trick with my little finger.
In the birthdays today, January 2nd, Sir Michael Tippett, the composer, 85 years old. Edmund de Rothschild, the merchant banker, is 74. Sir Keith Thomas, president of Corpus Christi College, Oxford, 57. Roger Miller, who did Trailers for Sale or Rent, he's 54. Terence Rigby, the actor, is 53. David Bailey, Overeer Lionel, 52. Debbie Watling, the actress, is 42. Derek Parkin, former footballer, 41. And Tom Ritchie, also former footballer, is 39.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear la 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 la. Happy birthday to you.
Steve Wright in the afternoon. Proud to be part of the green decade of the 90s.
All playing the UK this year: McCartney, Madonna, Phil Collins, Bobby Brown, Prince, The Stones. And rock stars will make movies this year. Kylie's boyfriend Michael Hutchins stars as Lord Byron. David Bowie films Mandrake the Magician. Mick Jagger works on Bonfire at the Vanities. Billy Idol stars in Riders on the Storm, the life story of Jim Morrison. All this year, 1990. Also on BBC this year, 1990, Ben Elton with his own series. The comic strip on BBC Two. Mel Smith in Colin's Sandwich, and Dave Allen back at the BBC, and Ruby Wax on tonight. Stephen Fry and Hugh Laurie, Ian Hislop of Private Eye, Robin Williams, Bill and Ben, Hale and Pace, Rory McGrath and Jimmy Mulville, Stevie Wonder, the cast of Bread, Bee Gees, Phil Schofield, Lenny Henry, Batman, Cliff Richard, Victor Kayam, Julian Cleary, Tina Turner, Jonathan Ross, Status Quo, Spike Milligan, Clive Anderson, Arthur Smith, Michael Palin, Jonathan Porritt of Friends of the Earth, Ben Elton. Newsmakers and happening personalities are frequently special guests exclusively on Steve Wright in the Afternoon, 1990.
1 million watts of music power. Radio 1 FM.
Mr. Spoons! Woo! Mr. Spoons! Mr. Spoons! Mr. Spoons!
Time for Mr. Spoon's 90. It's just coming up to 5 o'clock and Diamond
Who
Geezer
could have
is
ever
here.
believed it would happen, Steve? Who could have ever believed it would happen that somebody's day, somebody's new year is going to be lying in tatters within 4 minutes? That's going to happen. It's going to happen in Steve.
Well, listen, Happy New Year to you, first of all.
Yeah, Happy New Year, Steve, and Happy New Year to you as well. Now, listen, Mr. Spoons, we all know what it's about, and it's Spoons 90. It's Spoons 90 time. If you win the Mr. Spoons Award, and let me say, it may be the beginning of the year, but wow. Take a listen to this. How many people? There are
It's
a
just
lot of
incredible
people out
already.
there.
I can't believe
it. Well, if you win a Mr. Spoons Award, you now have to have Spoons 90 written
Right.
on your forehead. That's
Okay.
bringing us right into the new decade. You have to put on Emperor Jerky's new clothes, which are your own clothes, just turned inside out. So
Right.
you will look stupid, won't you? And you've got to have a centre parting. That's a lovely spam him up, styly centre parting. So somebody's new year will be lying in tatters within, well, I think 20 seconds from now, Steve.
Okay, so let's roll it here.
Today's Mr. Spoons.
The first Spoons 90
Spoons 90
of the decade.
is Matthew Bidston. Yes, Matthew. It's all falling to pieces for
It's you.
It's you, Matthew. He works as a surveyor for Wimpy Homes. He's out on site now around the Dagenham Langdon area in Essex. He's supervising the construction of Wimpy Homes, but he's also today's
Mr.
Spoons 90.
Okay.
So, Matthew, you've got to have Spoons 90 written on your forehead, mate. You've got to put on Emperor Jerky's new clothes, with your own clothes turned inside out. And you've got to be called Mr. Spoons and be spammed up for the rest of your life.
What was his name again?
Matthew Bidston.
Today's
It's
Mr.
you, mate.
Spoons 90, Matthew. What a star you are.
It's you, mate.
The more I see.
La la la. 5:02. Tuesday, the 2nd of January, 1990 it is. And as usual around this time of year, we have Brian Kelly, who is our annual astrologer, who comes in. I only ever see him once a year, comes in, does the predictions, goes away, comes back the next year. How did you do last year? Did you do good?
Last year was brilliant. Actually, last year was a really bad year for most people. The funny thing was that politically it was a wonderful year.
Oh, yeah.
But personally, everybody you talked to said I had a real bummer of
It was a nothing
can I say
year.
that?
Yeah, you can say whatever you like on this show. It's 1990 now. We just don't care.
But you know about numerology, when you add up the numbers in the year?
Yeah.
Well, when you add up 1989, it came to 9, and 9 is like the crucial number, the sort of end of everything. 1990 adds up to 1, which means it's the beginning of a totally new cycle. We have
great.
a clean sheet. Have you sinned yet this decade?
Not yet. Oh, no, once last night. But that's another story. We'll come back with Brian Kelly in just a moment.
Steve Wright in the afternoon.
The show that is so hot and fresh, you'll have to loosen your bra.
True Stories 1990.
Time for another true story. You don't need the luck of the Irish when it comes to safe sex. All you need is a leprechondom. A bright Keeley green condom being peddled to college students by a California entrepreneur. The leprechondom sell for 50 cents.
True Stories 1990. Steve Wright in the 90s.
Brian Kelly is here, our annual astrologer, and what we're going to do is we're going to go through the 12 star signs, right? And then we're going to look at what's going to be happening in the media and to our favorite showbiz stars. We're going to look at fashion and all of that kind of malarkey. So go for it with the stars, first of all.
Okay, we'll start with Aries, the first sign. In fact, Aries, it's all over in 30 seconds. The Ram. Adaptability is the key this year. Lessons in contortion and oregano, or should there be origami, should lead to being suitable for many new positions career-wise. Watch my
I don't think anybody will because they can't sell.
Taurus, Mr. Greedy, many people changes, especially of friends and colleagues. An old pal may stab you in the back or mug you in an alley. You become known for a new talent. Gemini, motor gob. Extra money will come your way, but there are strings, like having to stay back in the stockroom after hours with old Crimpline Flares the boss. You'll fall in love again soon, however. Cancer, the psychopath. Everyone around you is having trouble and it puts you on your guard. Purchase extra man-sized tissues. You never know how useful they can be. I hear the patter of tiny feet in your family.
Wow, baby's on the way. Or is it dogs?
Could be either.
Okay, we're going to come back with some more stars in just a moment with Brian Kelly.
And now, back to the music on Steve Wright in the Afternoon, 1990.
12 minutes after 5. Good evening, whatever you're doing, wherever you are. If you're at home, if you're just poncing around, doing nothing in particular, this is the show to be with. We're here till 6:30 tonight. Then McCartney on McCartney, then New Year concerts, then John Peel. Then Bob Harris sits in for Richard Skinner. I can't say I'm surprised that Richard's not well, actually. In the media news and the news, the DTI, the Department of Trade and Industry, are setting up an independent inquiry into how broadcasting organizations promote their own publications. Bob Carroll-Gees is the new host of TV's Concentration. What happened to our favorite, Nick Jackson? And for watchers of Coronation Street, word is that Ken will eventually go back to Deirdre. You may have seen over Christmas those highly dramatic scenes. And it's ever so sad. I like Deirdre. I mean, it's okay, the perm didn't set properly, but she is a nice person. In the news, a masked raider stuck a girl's eyes together with super glue after breaking into her home. The victim was okay and is recovering this evening. Bill Wyman is back in town to visit his wife Mandy, who is said to be depressed, run down and tired. I know that feeling. And Romania has been showing Kylie and Jason videos on TV for the first time. I'm saying nothing. Boy just before Christmas called Jamie. We went round to see him at Christmas. He is beautiful. And who saw Robin Williams at the Met on, I think it was over the New Year holiday? 016374343.
Clive James's book.
138, I read with interest. I think it's, 0898, I'm thinking of something else, 500-138 through 149, peak rate 38p a minute. We're back soon with Brian Kelly. I'd say we're going to squeeze one in. Yeah, we'll squeeze a little chat in maybe before Newsbeat, if not after Newsbeat at around 5:45. Time for one of our 1990 talky bits here. Oh, yes. Watch out. Do you feel any different, by the way? Do you feel any different from the way you felt last year?
Positive. Bit positive.
Bit more positive?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
All right, well, listen to this. Watch out, girls. There's going to be a new type of man arriving in the 90s.
Yes.
And he'll be more faithful, far more useful around the house, and happy to show his true feelings. He'll also be more fashion conscious, healthier, and less obsessed with money. That's the startling trend revealed by a survey carried out by Mintel Market Research. More than half of the 1,280 men quizzed said they seek a second opinion from wives and girlfriends when out clothes shopping, for example. They also claim to look after their bodies more, keep in shape, and eat sensible diets. The trend for healthy, sensible living will continue with the man of the 90s being more faithful and far more willing to stay at home while the woman goes out to work. Well, Mikey, I know you're very happy with your lady Sue.
Certainly am, yes.
And is this true? Do you always ask her opinion about stuff?
Well, you have to, really, because otherwise, when are you going to wear it? You're going to bound to be with your other half anyway, and they'll just say, I don't like that. Don't wear that. Don't like that.
Would you ever consider, let me just ask all the men here, would you ever consider, if you're married or if you're living with somebody, being the person at home and having the lady, the girl, the wife go out to work? What about you, Mick?
Yeah, it wouldn't bother me. My wife works anyway, so, if that was a situation, I'd live with it.
Could you bear to be at home all day? Waiting for this show to come on?
What do you do?
Dear, oh dear. Yeah.
No, I'd live with it. I'd find some way to fill the time. Do the washing and, cook.
I quite like it at home, but I like the stimulation of work. You know, I like all the different people you get to meet and all that kind of stuff. How about you, Rich?
Well, I'd be like I saw an advert this morning. It was for a food that you can just stick in the microwave. You know what I mean? It's a kind of lean type of food.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
And if you see it, the woman's out at work. I'd be like that guy. I'd be hopping and skipping around the kitchen. Yeah. Put the thing. Have you seen that guy? Like, whoa! Snapping his fingers. Yeah, here comes the wife. Whoa! The Sonia Verdi on the table. Yo.
Listen, Richard, you've had too much caffeine today. No question about it. What do you think about all this, Janice? Would you marry a man if he said that he wanted to be the person at home?
House husband. In fact, I actually looked after supported someone for 4 years when they were just starting up in business. And I actually supported them for 4 years.
Financially, you mean?
Financially.
And emotionally, probably.
And emotionally, yes.
Yeah. So you were the breadwinner, were you?
Yeah. He did earn some, but really I was supporting him.
Really?
So, yeah.
Wow.
It was just unfortunate that he left me when he got really successful.
What a pig! No, what a pig!
How about you, Julian?
That's terrible.
That is terrible, isn't it?
I'm shocked.
I was going to put on the Our Tune music then.
I don't think many people realise just how much work there is to do at home half the time.
You're saying this to be popular, aren't you?
Yes, I mean, you're forever dusting and making food and cleaning and tidying, and there's endless amount of work to do.
You want to try having a kid? I tell you,
that should be interesting.
It's through the night as well, I can tell you. Interesting stuff.
Go now.
Similar to turning into a lizard.
Okay, now, and going back to the Virgo thing...
You're worried about this?
Yes, I am.
Part of the body.
This is part of the body that's going to go, but I'm not going to miss it.
You're not going to miss it, no?
It's not. It could be a tooth.
It could be that, yes, but Virgos, as we're saying, having operations, they love them.
Nonsense. Nobody likes operations. We'll come back with more stars with ace astrologer Brian Kelly after these few tunes. We'll be back. Newsbeat coming up in just a moment, then we're back after that with astrology with Brian Kelly, plus meet Llama Man. More true stories, some showbiz gossip, some news, Mr. Mad, all the stuff. Keep it here.
Big FM in Europe.
From the BBC.
1FM at 5:30. Back in 15 minutes. Keep it here. Thanks, Ian.
1990. 1 million watts of music power. Radio 1 FM. Steve Wright in the 90s.
And now, back to more music on Steve Wright in the afternoon.
Glasgow's big cultural year on TV, 11:40 tonight. Chuck Berry live at the Roxy with Tina Turner. In the showbiz gossip, still an item after all these years. Glynis Barber and Michael Brandon. In fact, they're married now and looking good in the press today. Word is that the first ever black presenter is lined up for Blue Peter. When Karen leaves in the autumn, she's called Diane Louise Jordan. And word from Hollywood is that Kim Basinger and Prince are to get married. And Jason Donovan arrives in Britain tonight to open the Top People Store sale tomorrow. Okay, now Brian Kelly is back with us. We've done 8 star signs already, maybe yours. If we haven't, then we're about to do them, starting with Brian.
What's yours is mine, Sagittarius. Restlessness will lead you to a new location. Travel light and sell all your furniture. Experiment by all means, but be around when the consequences are handed out. Dull's the word, Capricorn, a quieter year, but there are still all sorts of skeletons jangling publicly out of the closet. You and your partner work together for a better understanding. Aquarius, the pervert. Much of the year you'll be fulfilling your destiny through helping others.
That's Janice, our secretary here.
Hello, Janice.
RSA. A pervert, you're saying?
Pervert.
Okay.
Sweaty socks will be your worst trauma, Aquarius. Success, when it comes, will be by complete accident. I should say here, it's other people's sweaty socks you have to worry about. And Pisces, finally, Pisces the doormat. Your better grip on reality stuns everyone because they thought you were a half-wit. Don't trust all your friends, and yes, you will have a new job, but it is later in the year.
All right, Ralphie, because Ralphie is a Pisces. You're going to have a new job. Judging by the balance today, I should think it'll be sooner than later. And Janice over there, she's going to... what's she going to do? She's got sweaty socks?
Washing someone else's sweaty socks.
Sweaty socks, really? Okay. What do you think, which star sign is going to have the best year?
In theory, Leos promise well, but they will find that it takes some while for things to happen.
Who's going to have an average year?
An average year could be something like sort of Gemini, Taurus sort of thing.
Just kind of a nothing year.
Average year.
And what about a bad year?
Bad year, well, Libra, Aries, Capricorn, Cancer. Bit dodgy. Actually, Cancer may have a narrow escape, but the other three, sorry.
I like you because you're getting a little bit aggressive actually in your old age, aren't you? Like the first year you did this a couple of years ago, so well, I don't really want to upset too many people, so we won't, we'll kind of skate over the surface a bit. But now you're really going for it, aren't you?
Yeah, I've sold out to the devil, really.
Brian Kelly is here, ace astrologer. We're going to play a few tunes, and then we're going to come back and find out what's going to be happening to your favorite personalities, and maybe get Brian to predict what's going to be happening in the news and in the media and all that kind of stuff. We'll be back. 6:01, good evening. This is The Turn on BBC Radio 1. Steve Wright in the afternoon, in the evening.
I called you.
Riding through till 6:30 tonight. That is a great record. I love that. She could do with a little more enthusiasm, though, I think.
I followed you.
I know you did.
In my blue.
I know where you live.
Life is too short to live
I called
alone.
you, Lil Louie.
So if you don't have your love priorities...
Well, Mr. Mad, please go to checkout number 4, where Mr. Wright has a Who's Mad inquiry.
All right, Mr. Mad is back on that. Are you ready? That's Mr. Mad. Yeah, who's mad?
I'll tell you where I'm living first.
No, tell me who's mad.
I'm living in a box of environmentally friendly lavatory cleaner in the household department of a top people's store in Knightsbridge.
Are you?
And tomorrow,
yeah,
when the sale starts,
yeah,
I'm going to be bought by a rich Scandinavian businessman.
Who's mad then?
I'll tell you who's mad.
Who?
Anyone who paints the top half of their windows blue,
yeah,
and the bottom half yellow, and then turns up the central heating, puts on a t-shirt and swimming trunks, and pretends they're in the Bahamas. Raving man.
I like that. Do that whistle again.
Václav Havel, he's mad.
Is he?
The Christians.
The Christians all mad, yeah.
Anyone who slept on the pavement last night waiting for the January sale.
Nana Cherry, she's mad.
Raving mad. Rab C. Nesbitt from Glasgow. He's mad.
He's mad.
All car wash mechanics.
Oh, they're all mad.
Anyone who eats all their credit cards. The Reverend J.P. McDuff.
He's mad.
Cherry Hauler model and window cleaner.
She's mad.
All Boy Scout leaders.
They're mad.
Raving mad. Anyone who's got a woggle stuck in their nasal passage.
Yeah, they would be mad.
Yeah.
What?
I ran into Giles Brandreth this morning.
Yeah.
I said, here, pal, tell us about your New Year resolutions. He said, this year, Mr. Mad, I'm going to broaden my mind.
Yeah.
But I don't know where to start. So I said, try putting a stick of dynamite in each ear, pal, and put your head in the oven.
Do it.
I'm going to go now.
By the way,
I'll talk to you later.
Did I tell you I was part 6?
Rowan Atkinson.
Steve Wright in the afternoon means everything to me. I like to listen to him every day in me farming community.
And Brian is going to predict what's going to be happening to well-known personalities for this year. Right, well, let's hear some predictions.
Well, shall we start with the world of music and that who's going to do what in the pop biz this year, which
All right.
Is a really popular slot, I must say. Music in 1990 will be much more complicated. New artists are going to emerge who write their own material and have individual styles. Every year that we have a number one year, like 1990, we have loads and loads of new artists. So there'll be many people in the charts right now who, I'm afraid it's your last time.
Oh, no.
There is still a place for designer pop this year, but there will be more rebel music about. Groups are going to do better than individuals, too. The best-selling record of the year will be by a group.
Okay.
Cinema will be affecting the charts even more so this year, as well as glamorous advertising, as has been the case, and a cosmetic commercial will sell a big record. Cosmetic companies take note.
But we had all the cosmetic adverts all over the Christmas period. That's all gone now.
There are
surely.
more. There are more.
Carry on that, man.
Musicals are more popular, and there is likely to be a revival of, would you believe, opera or something similar. Oh, yes.
Malcolm McLaren on his way back again.
More exotic. We've got more exotic music this year, and it will lead to new styles of dance. The biggest selling records of the year will be dance hits, and there will be one huge romantic song this year. But this is the year of fun, good time music. It's
So what about,
da-da-da-da-da.
okay, but what about world music, the proliferation of world music and music from around the globe? Is
It
gonna
would be
continue?
nice, but I can't really be that enthusiastic about it, I'm
And you
afraid.
don't see it in your...
It's still going to be difficult for it to break through.
Okay.
Early in 1990, there'll be lots of meaningful, earnest songs about, and extremes of age continue to show amongst the artists of the year, with the very young and the very middle-aged having hits. So there's hope for us yet, and I'm not saying which category we're in.
It's Des, isn't it? Des O'Connor's going to have more hits. Well,
Now, do you want to know who's going to be enormous this year?
Yes.
Riding on a crest of a wave in 1990 will be still Erasure. Very good year for them. New Kids on the Block are going to do wonderful things this year. They're going to be one of the big groups.
I don't think that's very difficult to predict, though, really, Brian. You
Well,
know,
I'm
because
sorry.
they're already big.
Okay, you have the script. I'll play the record.
I like your attitude. You're going aggressive this year, aren't you? I like it. Do some more.
How about the Beautiful South? Marvellous year for them. Really good.
Okay.
Here's an easy one. Soul to Soul. Yes, of course, we all knew that one. How about the Happy Mondays? They're going to be fabulous this year.
Happy Mondays?
Happy Mondays. Very
Okay.
good year.
All right.
Still doing well. Big Fun are in for another good year.
Oh, okay.
So's Madonna. Madonna's all right.
Now, I would have thought Madonna might be down the pan this year.
No. Madonna is the in-person this year. She is going to come back. And I wouldn't be at all surprised, Madonna. I don't know what you're doing in the film world, but one of your movies is going to be huge.
Well, it must be the one that she's financing herself, because she's doing one in Mexico this year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Madonna's going to be in it, really in-person. Prince is still with us. Gloria Estefan, another good year. Now, oldies but continually goodies.
Hang on. Let me play a couple of records, and we'll come back with the oldies but the goodies in just a moment. What a tease I am. Stay there. All right, Brian, let's talk about some of the older stars.
People have been around for years.
Okay.
Good old Cliff is going to have another good year. Can you believe it?
Yes.
Mr. Pop. Donna Summer will be back this year again after last year's success. She's going to have another good year. Queen will still be with us.
Really?
I like Queen.
I do too, but the quality of their work isn't as good as it used to be. I mean, you know, when they used to do 7 Seas of Rye and Killer Queen, I can't remember their last hit. It was just another Queen record.
True. I like the videos. Videos are always good.
Videos are great.
Now, here's the news. Jason and Kylie, I'm terribly sorry, are not going to do as well in 1990.
No!
Either of them.
No! Really? What's going to happen? They're going to go completely down the pan or just level off?
It's becoming old-fashioned, I'm afraid.
Oh, no.
Can this be true?
Oh, no.
It gets worse. Bros. Sorry,
year?
not such a good year.
Oh, no.
Even worse.
What?
Lisa Stansfield, I'm sorry. You're going to have a struggle to get another number one.
Oh, she's great. What about Yaz? Is Yaz going to be there?
Yaz, well, it's sort of ish. for
Touch and
Yaz.
go
I
for
mean, it's
Yaz?
Sort of, around.
Okay.
The Pet Shop Boys, as a group themselves, are really past their best.
Oh,
can I say that?
You have.
I mean, I love it, but I mean, sorry. Bobby Brown, not such a good year either.
Oh, no.
But here's the worst. Next Christmas, we'll be saying who, if anyone mentions dare I say, brother beyond.
Really?
Martika, Shakespeare's sister.
All gone.
Paula Abdul.
Gone.
And Sunita.
Gone.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, this is terrible. I mean, the record industry are going to be panicking now. They're going to be phoning me up any minute saying, don't you dare say that. Our artists will suffer. But this, we should point out, this is astrological prediction. You can choose to believe it. You can choose to disbelieve it. These are the predictions of Brian Kelly. And not the predictions of Radio 1 or the BBC. You notice the way I distance myself
You are,
from
aren't
there?
you, really?
Yeah.
And if I was one of those artists I've just put on my blacklist, I would try very hard to write very good records and prove me wrong.
Prove you wrong.
Prove me wrong. And can I say something about Transvision Vamp?
Yes, you must, Wendy
2
James.
years of very good success.
Really?
At least 1990 and definitely 1991.
Wow.
In fact, I think you'll do better next year than this year, Wendy, in the music line.
Wow, that's incredible. Because she's hardly ever in the papers except for every other day. Well, Wendy James. All right, Brian, we're going to come back and do some fashion in just a moment.
And let's talk about our outfits today.
Okay, and thank you. Yes, we're back with Brian Kelly now, and Brian is an astrologer, and we're looking at this year, 1990, finding out what's going to happen. So, fashion then, Brian, what's going to happen?
Well, every year I predict what we're going to be wearing.
You were spot on last year.
I'm always spot on. People say to me, well, that's easy. You just phone up all the designers and say, what are you designing? But I say, it's what people are buying that I'm predicting.
Okay.
And that's all to do with where all the planets are at a particular time. And design what you may. If it's not going to be successful, then it won't be bought.
What will be, will be.
What will be, will be. And fashion in 1990, well, there was much talk, I think, of designer clothing in 1989, and this year it will become even bigger business, and the high street stores are going to have to stock a greater variety because individuality is going to be demanded.
And last year was a bit black, wasn't it, in terms of colour? And you predicted black for last year.
Well, black has been an in colour for some years.
Yeah,
yes.
2 or 3 years. Now, is that going to change this year?
No. We've still got lots of black about, mate.
All right, okay.
And whenever you go to a party, isn't it funny how everyone wears black?
Yeah, it's incredible.
I think it's because we're all hiding our little bulges.
You speak for yourself. Mine's a big bulge. Continue before I get into trouble.
It is a good year for the cinema, and several box office smashes will have reflections in the clothes we wear. Sentimentality for yet another previous fashion will revive it, but I think we're going back in time this time. Before the 50s is the fashion that's coming out now.
Before the 50s?
This is, in fact, going to be the year of the tart. Because raunchy exhibitionism will be the order of the day in 1990. Skirts will be shorter, and your bosom is back in fashion.
I like it already.
Makeup is bolder and brighter, and would you believe will catch on for men? And if you daren't wear eyeshadow or mascara, then try a tattoo. As much as more jewellery for everybody.
Yeah.
Smart suits are still important, and whilst plain and formal clothes hold their own, we will see vivid coloured business wear. So if you want to be trendy this year, you want a purple suit for the office.
Really? So we're going to see all the city yuppies still wearing the same kind of boxy suits, but they're going to be like mauve or pink or whatever.
Definitely. Okay. Evening wear will be a growing area. And the business to get into now, if you'd like a new business this decade, the hiring of evening dresses and suits. You will make a packet. And backless dresses are very glamorous in 1990. The shape this year is curvy for ladies and muscular for men.
Oh, I've had it then.
A blow, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a hideous blow, Brian.
Thin is out.
Oh, no.
But fat can be acceptable.
There you go. Yeah, I'm getting fat. That's okay.
Hair this year is very important. Styles are long for ladies and longer for men. I don't mean longer than the ladies, I mean longer than they were.
Right.
We will also see more hats than before. You see, I'm wearing my trendy hat to start the year off.
SWAT hat.
Perming and highlights are back in.
No.
I'm afraid so.
What about the ponytails, by the way, for men? Are they staying?
They're okay, yes, they'll still be around. yeah.
Okay, right.
But more loose. I think more men will let their hair down.
What, like the old 70s style, kind of?
Sort of. Well, a bit more sort of...
bit tidier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that awful feather cut. Do you remember that?
Yeah, some people are still wearing that, aren't they? Like one of the guys in Status Quo has still got that style. Bless him, though, bless him. Carry on there.
Peroxide blondes make a comeback this year.
I like peroxide blondes.
Colours to be seen in come in two groups. Firstly, most colours are brighter, bolder and more mixed than before, as we're seeing in the current African-style fashions, and they'll be based on red, pink, blue and gold, all in colours. Patterns are in and plain is out, unless you're going to work in it.
All right, hold it right there. What we're going to do is play a couple of tunes and then come back with you in just a minute, Brian, and continue this fascinating conversation. Brian Kelly is our guest. He's an astrologer. You're listening to Steve Wright in the Afternoon. We'll be back. Stephen and Adam from Birmingham want to say hello to their mum and also wish her good luck with the hotel. Mark Brooks from Coventry loves Claire. Big Sill or Still and Simon Egghead and Richard from Barnsley say hello to Titch. Chris of Huddersfield tells Simon that she's waiting for a call and she loves him. Darren from Maidstone wants to say Happy New Year to all the chefs in the kitchen at the TVS studio in Maidstone. Jeremy Hansen of Southall wishes a happy birthday to Wilbur. Oh, Wilbur. On reaching the big 3-0. And David from Otley works in Chatters and wants a record to wake them all up there.
Hi.
Oh.
This is Linda Lust with the new 1990 Lusty line.
Oh, yeah.
So get dialing, big boys. Included this year, I'll have a P, please, Bob, on 0898 7144. 3 judges and a midnight verdict on 0898 7414. Come to my party and I'll sell you some Tupperware on 0898 4744.
Oh, it's too much.
Tupperware action on 0898 41471. My counsellor is ready for me now on 0898 7447.
Thank you. Yes, more tomorrow.
Watch me
coming up at 6:30.
An unpleasant odour.
McCartney on McCartney, another chance to hear this great series in which Paul McCartney talks to Mike Reid, part 6, 1974 to 1977. The New Year concerts at 7:30 featuring Then Jericho, John Peel with Tad in session tonight, and Bob Harris sitting in for Richard Skinner.
The Radio 1 Roadshow.
Today, live from the Reading Room in the British Museum. Keep that blasted noise down, man.
In London with Bob Harris. Hello, Bob Harris here. Shh. Hello, Bob Harris here.
Keep the noise down over there.
At the British Museum.
Trying to read.
The Roadshow.
Bob Harris at 10:30 tonight. We're back here now with Brian Kelly, and he's predicting the future, making astrological predictions. We've done the star signs, we've done fashion, we've done a few other bits and bobs. Now we're doing events for this year, 1990. So what else is going to happen, Brian?
We're looking at newsworthy figures. I'm looking at President Bush, who's going to have a controversial year. He is dangerously unpopular with a minority group, but should get through a rocky patch. Don't ask me what minority group.
I was going to do that. Okay.
Mr. President Gorbachev will be cutting his links with countries undergoing upheaval, which I think is interesting, and he may have to intervene, however, in a risky strategy which he doesn't want to do.
Interesting. Would you say that would be to do with Germany or Czechoslovakia, or
possibly not? I think this may well be internal, but I think it's something going on that he'd rather not have to deal with, but has to.
Okay, all right.
Prominent figures in the headlines in 1990. Politically, I think there are changes of job for Roy Hattersley. Also, Cyril Smith and Willie Whitelaw will be prominent and changing their positions. Awards this year. Who's going to win something? Well, Tim Rice is going to win something. David Attenborough is going to win something. Maggie Smith's going to win something, and good old Mel Brooks is going to win something.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Also in the news, a locked Gary Glitter and Mike Tyson. Not
really?
together.
Perhaps Gary's going to be fighting Mike Tyson. Gary would win. Come on. All right, carry on, sorry.
And talking of sport, the World Cup final will be between a hot country known for its passion and fight. That's not us.
No.
And a very old country steeped with tradition, which could possibly be us, but I don't think so.
Okay.
And finally, success on TV in 1990 comes from more soap operas. We're going to have more soap operas than before. This is a controversial one because it's the other side, but Home and Away are going to take over from Neighbours.
Well, I had a feeling they might. I mean, people will say, "Oh, come on, Brian, that's not too difficult to predict." But I mean, this is an astrological prediction as opposed to, guesswork.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Neighbours is last year's thing. Home and Away is the thing to watch.
Okay.
And one historic drama is going to win awards this year.
BBC or ITV?
BBC, I hope.
Crawler. What else?
And period pieces about life in the 1930s will be successful, which makes me wonder whether it's the 30s to where we look for fashion
For the
and
fashion.
culture.
You said it's pre 1950, so it could be 30s or 40s.
That's right.
I
So
can't think what they used to wear in the 30s.
if you want to be in, you need to dye your hair peroxide blonde and wear a backless frock.
Doesn't
and
suit me,
a
that,
touch
Brian.
more makeup.
Well, okay. All right, you've convinced me. Okay, so that's it. We're done, right? Well, listen, thank you very much for coming in. I should say that during the year, you do this for a living, and you do predictions for folks. And also, you're working... Where are you working now? You used to work at Radio Bedfordshire.
I float.
But you float around to the different BBC stations.
You can hear me on Radio Cambridge and Radio Stoke.
Really, both? God, you're in the thick of showbiz now, aren't you? And I have a feeling, I'll make a prediction.
Okay.
I have a feeling that you'll be on telly
Yes.
doing this kind of work this year because you're damn good. You are one of the best astrologers I've ever met, and I've met them all, and I reckon you'll be on telly by March. What do you think of that?
Well, on my first show, you can be my guest.
Oh, bless you. Brian Kelly has been here making predictions for this year, 1990. We'll see you next year, Brian. Thank you.
And now, back to the music on Steve Wright in the Afternoon, 1990.
That's it. There is no more. We're back here tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, standing by for news, then McCartney on McCartney, then the New Year concerts, then John Peel, then Bob Harris. See you tomorrow at 4.